Should I sell my house now or wait until the coronavirus eases up? Here are 5 things you might want to consider if you're in this situation. So if you saw last week's video or if you've been following the market at all, you've probably noticed that Los Angeles County is once again a seller's market in almost all of the high demand price points. And even the luxury market, which had slowed down considerably during the beginning of the pandemic, is heating up once again. So if you are considering selling your house at this time, here are 5 points you might want to consider. Part A focuses mainly on your house. Some homes are going to be easier to sell in this market than others, and you'll want to talk to a local real estate agent to find out if your homes will be one of these that are easier to sell. Number 1, price point. Homes under $750,000 are moving the fastest. And that's because they're the smallest amount of inventory for the largest amount of demand. Number 2, online presence and marketability. So here in Los Angeles, we're still not hosting open houses and most properties have restricted physical showings. Your agent must use professional photos and video to market your home. And it was important before the pandemic, but it's critical now. 3, vacant homes versus occupied homes. So the type of home you have may also affect the ability to have showings, therefore making it easier to sell or less easy to sell. Ease of showings is always important, even when we're not in a pandemic. However, now vacant properties are getting the most attention because it's easiest to schedule the showings for them. Owner-occupied homes still need to be vacated in order for prospective buyers to see the property, and many owners are still working from home at this time. So just a consideration. The hardest properties to show right now are tenant occupied because tenants have rights and tenants don't necessarily want strangers coming into their homes at any time, but especially during a pandemic. So if you have a tenant occupied property, what's most likely is your agent will suggest that prospective buyers write offers subject to an interior inspection. And luckily, this is actually common even when we're not in a pandemic situation. While you can limit showings to serious buyers, and by serious buyers, that usually means someone who's gone through the steps of getting a mortgage pre-approval, most buyers will still want to see your home in person before committing to a purchase. And while social distancing, masks, gloves, all of those things can be required and even provided to potential buyers, you still have to think about your personal comfort level and whether or not you feel okay with the additional exposure for yourself, for members of your household, both during showings and even during the escrow period, during inspections and the appraisal period. The 5th and final thing you may want to think about are your next steps. Have you already secured housing for yourself after your home sells? Do you have to sell right now due to a job transfer or personal financial reasons? If you need to secure your future housing situation, have a discussion with your agent to determine how COVID-19 will affect you securing housing. These are definitely some of the things you should be considering if you're thinking of selling your home during this time. There are others, and if you'd like to talk through them, please don't hesitate to reach out. Stay safe.